Hello? I have some more questions for you.
Shoot.
Did you ever hear a story about a god who fell from the sky?
Stories aren't my thing, April. You should visit a library. I'm sure you'll find some stories in the books. I know the Sentinel have a library somewhere near the city. I've also heard rumor of people with wings who do nothing but observe and record history through stories. But I don't know if that's all it is. A rumor. Still, if you're looking for stories, it may be wise to check it out and see if you can find them.
Okay, that looks very interesting. I am very, very curious and interested in sampling this because that looks... What? Could you put that in the Past Academy channel? But I feel like I need to investigate this further because that looks cool.
Let's see, Past Academy. Has it been? No, it hasn't been posted.
Not yet, but like, put it there. That looks interesting.
What did you say about the flying people?
They're supposed to be great storytellers, and they've been observing this world for a very long time. But it could only be a rumor.
Okay,
I don't have any more questions for you.
Very well.
Thanks, Mr. Westhouse.
Always a pleasure, April.
chocolate sauce and crushed hazelnut, huh? So here's the
Let's have
enclave.
a look at this now.
Some kind of sandstone, very malleable, but also very vulnerable to the elements. These cliffs probably have huge, naturally formed caves and tunnels. The dragon's mouth is pointing straight down at the middle of the floor.
Wait, so it's basically ice cream that you just press through a spaghetti thing.
I think so.
It's a circular hollow about 20 centimeters across and about 5 centimeters deep.
That would be amazing to bring to work. Like, yeah, here, I'm eating
How,
this.
but you need to get it to work without like the thing melting.
I know, but still. It would still be amazing.
It's one of the Sentinel minstrels.
Oh. Oh, goodness me, I didn't hear you come in. By the way, you haven't seen Volume 6 of the Complete Annotated History of the Northlands, have you? I could have sworn it was here yesterday.
Sorry, no.
I guess someone else must have taken it. I try to tell them to write down what they borrow on the list, but they never listen. Only last week I spent 3 hours searching the entire enclave for the second scripture of the ballads, the scripture of song, before I realized that Vestrum Tobias was studying it back in the city. Now, such incidents could be avoided if only, and this applies to you too, young lady, people would sign out the books they borrow when they borrow them and sign them back in when they're done. Such a simple procedure. It shouldn't take more than a few seconds to jot down your name and the name of the book you borrow. It makes my job so much easier. Now, which book did you want me to find for you?
Are you Minstrom Yaren?
Yes, of course. Oh, what a silly question.
How would I know? I don't know you.
I am Minstrom Yeren, keeper of the great library of Mercuria. In fact, this is the greatest library of all the Northlands. Perhaps of the entire world. Although they say the Dark People have a library as big, if not bigger, than this one. But of course, we're not allowed anywhere near there. Have you been there?
I don't think...
What a silly question. Of course you haven't. You're not of the Dark People, are you? You don't look like any dark people I've ever seen, so I can't see how you could possibly... Now, where did Volume 6 disappear to?
He rambles.
Tobias said I should talk with you.
Tobias? Vestrum Tobias? I haven't seen him for... Well, he was in last week, but before that it must have been days at least. How is he? Still eating enough for 2 mules? I must tell you of this funny story I heard the other day, of how Vestrum Tobias eats enough for a table full of minstrum. Or was it 1 Elguan? Although the Elguan don't, as a rule, eat very much at all. Did you know that the Elguan can smell water more than half a day's journey away? Amazing, amazing creatures, perfectly suited for life in the desert. The balance provides, that's for certain. The balance provides.
Vestrum Tobias recommended that I look at some books.
Books is what we do best here at the Enclave, that is for certain. Which book would you like to see?
I'm looking for a story called The Silver Spear of Gorimon.
Yes, a fanciful tale if I ever saw one, but a charming one. Did you know that I'm often paid visit by adventurers wishing to read everything available on the spear, so that they too could set out on their foolish quests?
Yeah, don't you just hate those adventurers?
Well, they pay for my bread, milk, and butter with their contributions to the coffers, so I shouldn't be too critical of them. But they care not about the books. They care only about what the books can give them.
I care. About the books, really.
I can tell. So, the Silver Spear of Gorimon, then? I did find something of interest. I'll leave it here for you to read.
Whoa. Let's see. Oh, wait, game, no! No! Game, no!
Do you say manual in this game, or do you...
I think the game autosaves. It should autosave. Oh, shit. Please, please, please. By the way, the Book of Secrets is here. So it's like, it's, okay, we're good, we're good, we're good. It's like a thing of, the making of.
You didn't talk fully to him, though.
Huh?
You didn't talk to him fully, though.
No, I still have more things, but I need to read like between each book. But I'm going to go for a quick toilet break because, yeah, reasons. So back in a jiffy. And we're back. In the glory days of Bakshiva before the drought, when the Gorimon was the greatest city in the known world, the parish of Bakshiva decided to forge the most powerful weapon in the world to challenge the mighty white dragon. The Parshis had grown greedy and bored, his treasure hold filled with relics of the world, and he desired nothing except for the one thing he could never have, the unborn daughter of the white dragon, the fairest, purest, most beautiful creature in the universe. He had asked the white dragon for her daughter's hand in marriage, but she had refused, scolding him for his insolence and warning him to keep his distance from immortals. And so Parish sought the advice of the mighty sorcerer, the dark and cruel Eos, to learn how to kill one of the Dread Kin. The sorcerer told Parish of the white silver of Mount Tersny, the strongest substance in Arcadia, and how it could be forged by magic to kill even one of the kin. Parish ordered his army to go north, across the ocean, and bring back enough white silver to shape a weapon. When his men returned with the rare material, Parish ordered the finest blacksmith in Bakshiva to his castle, where the Eos sorcerer cast a spell to create an unholy forge. 10 days and 10 nights it took before the exhausted blacksmith could present a tall spear to his emperor, but before the spear could be used to kill one of the kin, it had to be bathed in blood. Beheading the poor blacksmith and the soldier who had retrieved the white silver from Mount Tersny, the Parish private bath was filled with their blood. As he dropped the silver spear into the red bath, watched over by Eos, a terrible scream erupted and steam rose up in a red, foul-smelling cloud. When the steam lifted, the blood was all gone, and the spear was glowing a deep red color. With the terrible weapon now ready to be wielded, the Parish issued a challenge to the White Dragon to either surrender her daughter to him for marriage or suffer a painful death at his hand. Enraged, the White Kin refused him yet again and flew to meet the Parish. His sorcerer and his 1,000-strong army at the green fields outside Goriman. Of the magical silver spear she knew nothing, and the Parish kept it wrapped in cloth by his side. "Bring your forces around, Parish," warned the White Dragon. "If you do not, I will lay waste to them all." "I wish my men no harm," lied the Parish, "for this is between the two of us." He then rode forward alone and dismounted his horse, but stayed within reach of the spear. The White Dragon landed before him, and she said, "You are brave to face the likes of this when you know you cannot harm me." Then the Parish raised a hand as if to greet her, but it was instead a sign to his sorcerer, the terrible Eos, who had cast a mighty spell to hold the White Dragon while the Parish drew his white silver spear. Or the red silver spear in this case, rather. Reading is hard. The White Dragon fought bravely, and she was close to escaping the sorcerer's magic, but the Parish was quick, and he thrust the magic spear into her chest. She screamed in pain and anger, and the sorcerer's spell could not longer hold her. Rising on her beautiful wings, blood pouring on the land below, she cursed Bakshiva, her parish, and her people for all time. Wherever the White Dragon's blood fell, the land turned arid and the grass became sand. The Parish sent his army to follow the White Dragon and bring back her egg. But the drought grew, and within days, the once proud empire of Bakshiva was turning into a desert. Then, followed by a fierce storm that tore across the land for 100 days and nights, and when the dust settled, there was nothing left of Bakshiva but 2 coastal cities, and a few scattered oases. It is said that in the buried ruins of a lost capital, wrapped in the arms of the Parish who dared to test the immortal, rests the silver spear of Gorimon. Hello, Mina. Wait.
Are you done? Let me take that back for you.
You should have taken. You should have gone to bed earlier than Mina. This is your own responsibility, not Dylan's. You are a grown, responsible adult now.
Oh. It's you again. Oh, you gave me such a fright.
Could I see some more books?
Oh, certainly. What a silly question.
We need the Tale of the Northlands. Let's see, a history of Mercuria.
A book on the history of Marcuria would be interesting.
Ah, an extensive subject to be sure. I will do my best.
Did the goalposts take the extra stage through so very far, Mina? Is that why the goalpost kept saving all night?
I did find something of interest. I'll leave it here for you to read.
I look like a serving maid.
Let's see. In my many years as a traveling poet and bard, I have journeyed far and wide across the fair realm of Arcadia, and I've seen sights most people would not have dreamed. I have stood on the magnificent and terrible southern capes in the midst of winter, when the storms are at their fiercest, while the waves as tall as the towers of Altaban washed over my frozen body. I have witnessed the monstrous beasts that lurk in those dark and deadly waters of the south, swallow galleons whole, creatures the size of mountains that with a flick of a tail could touch the depths of the sea and the stars themselves. I have crossed the great ocean from north to south and from far the east to the west, and in the course of being stranded on desert islands with no sustenance but what I could gather from spare vegetations for months at a time. I have ridden the great Elguan across the wastelands from Altabam to Monterbar, and further south where Taruk, the oasis, and few and far between. The shifting dunes above the ruins of Gorimon, the precious jewel of Bathsheba. Thank you. The Empire concealed for centuries by the coarse, treacherous sand. I have journeyed far west, carried on the goodwill and destiny by shadow ships to the most strange and unknown cliffs of a world unseen by most, a world of unfamiliar tongue and customs, a world of great wonder and mysticism. I have seen all of this and more, but the fair sight still I have seen in the lands of the north, from Arcadia to the border of the mountains, from Tyron to the Bay of Fire. No sight can ever compare to the dawn of Mount Tyranny, looking out the plains of Nehdra, where wild stallions run free in the thousands, and to look upon the city of Coruscant, the Pearl of Fire, while the boiling sun sets in the ocean beyond. The slow waves reflecting dark yellow and and red as they leap slowly upon the sandy shores is an experience truly treasured and never forgotten. These lands are blessed by the Creator, shaped by men, and yet wild and free and fertile, home to the greatest cities, the most precious sights, and the most cultured and civilized people in Arcadia. Of all the fires I have rested my weary legs by, of all the taverns where I have learned the legends on tale spinners and memorized the songs of bards, of all the lands where I have wandered from city to a village, it is the Northlands that I return to time and time again to learn ever more. Join me now For I will evoke in you the very emotions I first experienced when visiting the sights and treasures of the northern lands. Join me, and I will surely bring you there, to the exotic midst of this blessed land, and you will pine for its rugged coast and green woods and its hardy people. And like me, you will never rest until you can return to yonder shores. Mercuria, O Mercuria, thou unkept diamond, of capitals thou art by truth the fairest. Thy counsel many seek for knowledge, kept within its centuries sought and gathered, by men wiser than the ages, brought hither by word of mouth. Mercuria, change thou not the course of war. Gods, how long is this book? Between thine people, diplomat, wise man, magician, all of this and more, thou hast without equal the mark of merit and virtue. Written by Gemenin Utherin, the poet. The august capital of Ardeen, the unified country, Mercuria lies on the hardy southern coast of the Northlands, halfway between Tyrone and Coruscant. It is a port of call for merchant, traders, adventurers and pilgrims from all four continents, a place of commerce and diplomacy for millions of humans and other species. Okay, I think I'm gonna keep on, I think I've gone up too far enough. This book is long.
Are you done? Let me take that back for you.
I think there's one more book I have to see, to read. Long lore dumps.
Oh, goodness, it's you again. Oh, you gave me such a fright.
Can I see some more books?
Oh, certainly. What a silly question.
Let's see, there is one more. I think there's the folk tales.
I'd like to read some Arcadian folk tales.
Hello, Gyrador.
A favored topic of mine. I have just what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit tiring to hear all these lore snippets from the books. I'm just gonna do what you did a while back.
Okay. But yeah, there's a lot of lore dumps in this game because there's just so much to it. And on one hand, it can get a little bit tiring.
Find something of interest. I'll leave it
On
here
the other
for you to
hand,
read.
it's so much. But it is something that you also consider that there's just, the world is rich. So it's a good place for like stories and stuff like that. I love it in that sense. I don't think I can be bothered reading all of this either now, so sorry about that. It's just so long.
Are you done? Let me take that back for you.
But you can always find these texts on the wiki if you are interested in knowing more. And I think that is all of them. Well, there's the top one. See if you can help us with that one.
Oh, goodness, it's you again. Oh, you gave me such a fright.
More books, and the first and the one on the top.
Oh, certainly. What a silly question.
I'm looking for some information, but I'm not sure which book to ask for.
No matter. I know a great deal about most of the books in here. What topic intrigues you?
Are there any books about flying people who observe and tell stories?
Winged storytellers, hmm? Let me see what I can find. Hold on.
Okay, so the short of it is the world is split into two: the scientific world and the magical world. We are playing as April Ryan, who can move between the worlds. And yeah, we're trying to save the world from going under. That is the short of it.
The island of Elias, near the Briston Atoll. Maybe I should try to go there.
Are you done? Let me take that back for you.
And this is chapter 4 out of 12. So a little bit more.
Oh. Oh, goodness. It's you again. Oh, you gave me such a fright.
Ah.
Could I see some more books?
Oh, certainly. What a silly question.
So we're now trying to figure out the, like, we need to find out where
I'm
things
looking for some
are.
information, but
Like,
I'm not sure
we're trying to
what to
locate
ask.
some artifacts that we need to
No
open
matter.
a portal.
I know a
to a
great deal
specific
about
realm.
most of the books in here.
And,
What topic intrigues you?
just tons and tons of research, really. Let's see. Magical people.
I need to
This
find
one.
out which 4 magical people of Arcadia were given a piece of the stone disc that serves as the key to the Guardian's realm.
The stone disc of the balance, yes? Yes. There could possibly be something on that in... let me check. Just one moment.
So we're trying to just get all of these pieces from this library. This chapter is long because of it. There's still many things to go before we finish this chapter. I think there are like 4 more sections after this. No, it's 4 sections. Okay, let's.
I did find something of interest. I'll leave it here for you to read.
Oh, I think the game just crashed. Yes, the game.
The game couldn't handle it.
No! Oh, seriously, I hope the game's saved because I don't have to. I need to check when it's saved last because we might be in for a pretty long haul because I'm not even sure it's possible to skip. Where is the... Oh, this could be terrible. This could be very, very bad. Yeah, this is sad oxynosis, like extremely sad oxynosis if the game, depending on where we left off here. Because this is the poet thing. Okay, we are...
Are you done?
Okay, we can speed things up. We can skip dialogue. But what we cannot skip is him walking back and forth, which is sad and a bit of a shame.
Oh, oh.
Could I see some... Are there any...
So let's just skip like really quickly along here and just like blast through everything.
I
look like a serving maid. The island of...
What's
Are you
that?
done?
I'm about to say 1002 lewd for a game. The game speaks of sex a lot though, so...
Oh,
Yeah, but kissing is another
Could I
level.
see some more books?
I guess.
oh, so
I'm looking...
We need to get the
I
this
need to
one.
this.
Well, actually, I think we do have the things we need to get Crow out of the thing. Not quite at the level of hand-holding, yes. Only degenerates would do
I
such
did
things
find
in
something.
public. Let's see. Scripters, no. To a gentle soul that sing in the dark and shape the earth between. Yes.
Are you done?
So the mole people. I can't remember the name of their race, but there's the mole people. Oh, come on, like. Eh. I think there's 1 or 2 more books that are relevant for us.
Oh,